Just come out of the marina. I'm doing an overnight stop today. I'll be back tomorrow. I have been doing a little job underfoot, which might be of interest to some of you. It's something one of my viewers recommended I do, and you'll see me get on with this job underfoot and how it worked out. Oops. That's my remote control just zapping off the edge of the roof. Yeah. Just decided I should let that boat go by. It was travelling much faster than I was. So let's get on with today's video and show you what I've been up to. Before that though, I'm going to moor up and tell you about some forthcoming videos. Some of you may remember this location. I'm moored up by Bridge 25 on the Leicester section of the Grand Union Canal. Before we take a look at what's underfoot, I just want to tell you about two cruising videos that are coming up. Last weekend I did a lovely cruise with my friend Daphne. She joined me on the boat, not for the first time. She has been with me before, but we didn't do any filming. So she joined me for a cruise from Yelvertoft Marina down to Weedon Wharf. We had some really lovely weather. The second day wasn't so good, but I will be making two films from that. The first one will take us down to Watford Locks and through the locks to where we moor up, and the second one will be from that mooring position down to Norton Junction, bare left, through Buckby Flight, yes, 7 locks of Buckby Flight, and down to Weedon Wharf where we turned the boat. Although Daphne isn't new to locks, she is new to narrowboating, and she was rather thrown in at the deep end, given a windlass at Watford Locks and virtually told to get on with it in the most pleasant way as possible, and she was an absolute star. She got stuck in, opening gates, doing the paddles, and it worked very well indeed. I was very happy with how things went. She was happy as well. So that's something to look forward to. Two cruising videos coming up shortly. So let's get on and show you what this video is all about. I hope you enjoy. One of my viewers has given me a very good suggestion about how to cut down the engine noise. And the suggestion is to take some hose, cut it lengthways and fit it over the edges of the drainage channels. By doing that, the deck boards would rest on the hose and it should reduce the impact of the noise. So, nothing lost, nothing gained. I'm going to give it a go. The idea is to cut the hose and slot it over these parts here, going all the way around. I'm not too sure how easy scoring along the hose is going to be, so I'm just going to do a demonstration with this one. I've chosen a hose with a black line along it. It'll be easier for me to cut down that way. These are quite tough gloves, leather, so I'm hoping they'll give me some protection if I make a mess of it. Might be best to start actually in the middle. This is the trouble, I need a blade really which doesn't pop out. Oh, that's going quite well. So that's the idea, to cut it and then pop it over. Should work fairly well, I would think. I'm not actually sure why I took this board out, because I actually need something to lean on to stretch across. So I've put it back, and this is what the idea is to stretch that along like that and then put the deck boards on top. That should work very well actually. So I'm going to crack on and get the bits cut to length. I have a trusty tape measure here. So I'm going to do the long piece first. It's about 38 inches or 97 millimeters. It doesn't need to be exact, but I'll do the best I can. Slightly shorter, I think. Just get my board in. It's a very cloudy day today. At least it's dry, it's not cold, it's fairly warm. I'll start in the middle again like I did before. Not a very straight line I've cut. Let's see if we can do better. Right. That's the first piece cut. Did anyone spot my deliberate error? I'm not so sure the hose will go over at this point, so I'll probably cut it short back to there. Let's take that off. Thought like most things there'd be a knack to it. Well, that's the first part done. I'll carry on with the measuring and cutting and come back to you in a minute. Well, that's some of it done. I'll do some more and then I'll fit the deck board and see what it looks like. because it might raise up beyond this side of the decking here. I'll move this board out the way and put the other one back. Well, that seems to have worked very well indeed so far. I will need to put something along the centre support bar, something soft and squidgy to account for not having the hose there. Oh, grunting a bit. Oops, gone off track again. Good. Well, I'm getting on quite well, so I just need to fit those two pieces and we'll see what that side looks like. I found this. This is self-adhesive on the back. It's quite thick. It's what I use on the weed hatch. It goes on the underside of the cover. I just need to give some thought as to how to cut it, and I'll use that on the support bar in the centre, and the two boards can rest on it and hopefully help reduce the sound transmission from the engine. I'll see how I get on. I think I need to narrow this down. I'll cut a strip off of it. I decided I should mark this out properly, so I've just put a few marks on here so I can draw a straight line and then cut it rather than guess. Oops, let's get you lined up there. Oops, gone around my finger. And now I can cut it. It's cutting very easily. There we have it. Two pieces. That actually rattles quite a bit. Doesn't want to stick down. Stay. Seems to want to rattle here. I've got something I can put over here which might stop that. See if that helps at all. Oh, I haven't done this part. Silly me. I've completely forgotten about the deck board at the back over the weed hatch. I'll replace the two front deck boards and then I'll put the hose on the back as well. Then the job will be done. Silly me. There's a little bit of a lip back here at the moment, but I'll lift this up and put some hose around the drainage channels and see how we go. Right, that's the 2 lengths done. Just need to do the sides now. Excellent. Job done. Just need to put the board back now. And there we have it. The job is completed. I now need to start the engine. I'm not sure if we're going to notice anything when it's just idling. Probably the biggest benefit will be when I'm actually cruising. So until I go out on a cruise, which will be very shortly, I won't know. But let's start the engine up now anyway. I think it sounds very much as it always does at the moment, so I'd have to see what the difference is when I'm cruising. And on the other matter of having lined the drainage channels with the hose, it's difficult to tell whether that has had a big impact, but I'm certain that it has, because at the higher revs the engine does sound a lot quieter. So I'm quite pleased with that. And it also feels better underfoot when you actually step onto the boat and move around. You've got a sort of springiness on the deck boards, which is quite pleasant. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It's something slightly different. I'm rather pleased with the outcome, I have to say. I particularly like the sort of softness when you tread onto the deck, or step onto the deck I should say, and move about. You are aware that it isn't quite so stiff or firm underfoot, and that's quite a nice sensation when you step on and off the boat. With regards to the noise reduction, I can tell that the noise reduction has worked, particularly at the higher revs. I'm not necessarily clear as to whether the camera has also picked up on that. It should have done, but it's very difficult to tell. I don't know if you can hear, but there's another plane going overhead. Isn't that always the way? So anyway, all that remains for me to say is keep safe and well. I hope you're all looking after yourselves. The troubled times do continue, although they seem to be lessening in some senses. In other areas, I know that in some parts of the world the troubles are coming back, and you've got to put up with it all over again in certain areas. So as I say, look after yourselves. Many thanks for watching. If you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe. Until next time, take care and bye for now.